Hey, I got a secret.
95 to 98% of all professional and serious amateur photographers know exactly what they want in a camera. They know the features and the price they want to pay. Right up front.
Yep, they even know the camera brand and what they're going to do right before they even order it. A lot of times, professionals and serious amateurs have the camera in their hand in advance of the release, so they've seen it. About the only time you're going to see them watch something like that with really any kind of major interest, like on a YouTube video for a new camera, is when they want to see it first release if they haven't had it. I'm Robert Maxfield, and welcome to Max Concert Photography, where we cover everything concert photography and music photography related, and sometimes we cover general stuff too. So today we're going to talk about camera wars and some of the wars that are going on with the camera companies and you, the public. I hear from a lot of new concert photographers, what kind of camera should I buy? And that's kind of a tough question because a lot of people are brand specific. They buy into a certain brand, they use it, and that's what they live and die by. Right now, the camera manufacturers are in a kind of a features arms race. And if you watch YouTube to figure out what kind of camera you're going to buy, if you've never had one or you're looking at something new, you might get easily confused. So point number one, people tend to recommend the brand that they are most comfortable with. And for a lot of people, they've only used one, maybe two brands at most, so they have no earthly idea what lies out there in the marketplace. Number two, people are paid to get you all wound up about the latest features and all the whiz-bang things that go on with the cameras. So you got to be careful. Do photographers need to go out and buy a 45 to 60 megapixel camera to do today's photography? No. This is a 12-year-old 36 megapixel camera, which at the time when it came out was monstrous. And this is what it will do. Number three, all manufacturers make different grades of equipment. Well, most of them. I think Leica is probably the only one that really doesn't, but just about everybody makes a professional grade, a prosumer grade, a entry-level grade, and a consumer grade. That each one of these cameras has different levels of qualities, different features. So you have to go out and look and see what you're getting. Just because you go out and buy a Canon camera doesn't mean you're getting a professional grade camera, because Canon makes things for amateurs. Nikon does too. They all make machines that work for different skill levels and different grades and different price points for each individual photographer. So I got a list of different features that are out there that you may or may not need. But 8 or 6K video, are you going to be doing cinematic movies, a thing like Star Wars or anything like that? Or are you just going to be taking pictures of and videos of the kids' birthday parties? You may not need that. AI autofocus. How much autofocus do you really need? And how quick? Things from years ago are still pretty quick. Subject recognition. Do you care if the thing knows it's a dog or a bird? Maybe if you're a wildlife photographer, it'd be very helpful because you would be able to tell if the camera might know if you're dealing with a bird or a coyote or something like that. Hundreds of autofocus points, AF points. Well, okay. The more autofocus points within reason, sometimes that's better. But if you want to focus on a specific place, like a nose or something like that, and you're using fast lenses, f1.4, 1.2, f2.8 on a zoom, that can be more of a hassle sometimes than it's worth. So you have to weigh that. 20 to 30 frames per second. Come on, man. 20, 30 frames per second if you were shooting motocross or something like that. But to shoot somebody's birthday party or the kids at the zoo or something like that, even a wedding, you're going to be out there shooting things like landscapes or city street photography, you don't even have a need for that. Pre-capture, well, again, if you're going to miss that moment, you might want something like that, but it's an added boosted feature. Increasing complicated menus. The more you get this stuff going, the more you get craziness in the menus. And enormous lens catalogs. I love an enormous lens catalog. One of the things I always used to drool over was all the lenses that Olympus and Pentax had in their catalogs that I couldn't afford. That's right, I couldn't afford them. So the 600 f4 that is very expensive that I can't afford does me no good. But it looks cool. So I have another video right here that you can take a peek at, and it shows the 2 lenses I recommend that every photographer should have in their bag. That's all you really need in most cases, 2 lenses. And the cost is $6,000 to $7,000 for a camera body. Man, $6,000 to $7,000, and you don't know what you're buying. If you don't have a clue of what you're going to get, that's a problem. Because I'm not spending $7,000 on something I don't know what I'm doing with. I don't know about you. $2,000 to $3,000 lenses. Lenses have got stupidly expensive. They are very good, and they do hold up. The one I'm using on this camera right here was $525 new. It was bought in year 2000. So lenses do last, and they are a good investment, and I do recommend that. So when it gets down to brass tacks, can you tell the difference between this camera, what it produces? This camera, what it produces? How about this camera and what it produces? Have photographs actually gotten better, dramatically better over time with the new improved gear? I don't care. Mirrorless, DSLR, point and shoot, whatever. It doesn't matter. Have photographs actually gotten better? Yes, in some respects, photographs have got better. But if you still want to take pictures like this, or maybe even this, or even this is all done with something that is made in 2012, 2014. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with a new camera. Having a new camera is great. It gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling. But the one thing is, you get a better feeling when you pick the right particular camera for your needs. Don't jump on the hype. Do your homework. Do your research. Figure out exactly what you need. And what you don't know, find out what you don't know. So if you got a question, look it up. Understand what you're buying. That's the best thing about owning new equipment, is having the right stuff in your hands.